2022. Kathy, has anybody signed, I'm sorry, Vicki, has anybody signed up for public comment? No speakers this morning. The next item on the agenda is an approval of the meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to review those? The chair will entertain a motion on the meeting minutes. Mr. Strange makes a motion. Second. Approve, and a second from Morgan. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Oh, we've got one abstention for that. Next item on the agenda is financials. Good morning.
Chair and board members. I'll be presenting the monthly cash flows for the period of July 31st, 2022. So the operating account summary of July 2022, our beginning cash as of July 1st, 2022 is $4,305,612. Significant cash receipts. Grand total of significant cash receipts for the operating account is $33,568. And I've summarized all the items that make up that total. And the significant cash disbursements, grand total of significant cash disbursements is $75,269. I've also summarized to show what makes up that total amount. The ending cash as of July 31st, 2022 is $4,301,080. $4,301,080. Incentives and initiatives account summary as of July 2022. The beginning cash of July 1st, 2022 is $3,269,841. Significant cash receipts, grand total of significant cash receipts is $280,481. And I've itemized that information as well to show those totals. Significant cash disbursements is the grand total of significant cash disbursements is $1,413,276. Okay. And they are mostly all receivables for the dome site, in which we've already funds from the city, and we've already received $1.1 million back for the eligible reimbursable dome site. So we have that check and it's already been deposited. It will not show on the financials until August because it just happened. Okay, and then the ending cash balance as of July 31st, 2022 is $2,120,440. Then we have the EDIP grant summary reporting for July 2022. The beginning EDIP grant balance is $2.7 million. We had our new EDIP appropriation as of fiscal year 2023 is $1.97 million. The EDIP grants that we've closed for the period of July is $252,000. And I also put a detailed packet in the back of everyone's packet, so you should have the details exactly which ones were closed. We had 2 new grants approved by VBDA, and that was $435,000. Okay, and the EDIP grant available as of July 31st, 2022 is $4.5 million. And that concludes financial reporting, Madam Chair and Board, for the month of July.
Thank you. Any questions for Katrina? That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a resolution regarding the dome site. Taylor. Or Alex.
Probably shouldn't take my coffee. Ow. Morning, Madam Chair, members of the authority. This is a fairly straightforward matter. Wanted to bring this to you for consideration this morning as it's going to City Council this afternoon. And so let me start by saying this is in no way a request for additional funds in the project. This is simply, call it a right sizing of our already approved allocation of the performance grant. So going back to the beginning, City Council, as part of our development agreement, approved the ability for the team at Venture to earn on but-for taxes. And so but-for taxes, remember, members of the public, those are taxes generated by the project that would not exist if the project didn't happen. And so the council allowed the developer to earn a performance grant of up to $5 million based on the taxes that are generated by the product after stabilization, after construction and stabilization. And so, as we anticipated 2 phases for the project, we did an initial allocation of $3 million for phase 1, $2 million for phase 2. It's important to note, though, that was just a projection, and that was very early in the process. It was before we had we'd advanced our plan to the point that we have now. As we look forward now, also with what have been, I would tell you, some significant changes to the construction market attributable to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're now able to, increases in costs there have driven other things, but it has allowed us to project, much more revenue for the city in the earlier phases. And so this request simply allows the city manager to move money back and forth between the two phases, so that we can right-size the performance grant to what we believe will happen in phase 1. That item goes to City Council this afternoon, and so I want to make sure that you all saw it first. But just to quickly recap, no additional money. This is simply an opportunity, now that we have a better idea of what construction will cost, to right-size the appropriation of the grant between the 2 phases of the project. Alex, did I miss anything? That's correct.
Taylor, so this would require approval of resolution from this body?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? Okay. What is the approximate timeline for phase 1 versus phase 2?
So we were with the Resort Beach Civic League last night with our development partner, and as recently as about 9 o'clock last night, our development partner is still saying that phase 1 is open for the summer of '24. So we're very excited about that.
That's great. All right. Any questions for Taylor?
So basically, you have a pot of money, phase 1, phase 2, you're moving money from 2 to 1.
That's right, but not changing the cap. So if that money comes forward from 2 to 1, right, again, that just means it's not available in 2.
Gotcha.
Same pot of money.
Same pot of money, same number, no changes, just, and it's important that we talked about it last night at Resort Beach Civic League. At one point, we started with the entertainment venue where it is now. We moved it to the south block. We put it back where it is now. If you look at the bulk of development that's happening, we're actually in the original plan. We're getting a lot more of the types of use that we wanted in this project in the first phase, and so this gives us the ability to sort of ensure that grant did what it was intended to do.
And it all comes, excuse me, from taxes generated from that project.
That's exactly right. So I mean, if anyone who's looked at the site right now, it's 538 parking spaces, and then an open lot that's just underutilized. And so yes, this is 100% of the revenues that are generating this grant are attributable to the project. If this project doesn't happen, these revenues don't exist. And so what's great about this, it's also important to note This grant is only to accomplish a very specific thing, which is to help contribute to some debt service. Once that debt expires, then that money comes directly to the benefit of the taxpayer.
I think that's a great point. All right. Any other questions for Taylor? At this time, the chair will entertain a motion regarding the resolution modifying Exhibit A of our November 17th, 2021 resolution regarding the allocation of the performance grant.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion from Taylor and a second from Hunter. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Good job. One abstention from Mr. Standing. Next item on the agenda is business parks. Request for approval for the name of a new road in Corporate Landing.
Morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm the Archer, Project Coordinator for Economic Development. Corporate Landing Business Park, we have a new road that's almost in the site plan approval and very close to being approved, as well as new businesses that are going to be along the road that all need a name for this road to be approved. Corporate Landing Business Park, the existing road names are Perimeter Parkway, Corporate Landing Parkway, and Craft Lane. Go to the next slide, please. Oh, sorry, thanks. The new road has always been in the master plan as Central Plaza Drive. It's in this far southwest corner. There'll be Forbes Candy along it, 0 point, little access to the back, the Cypress property, HRT, Point One, and Avangrid at the end of the cul-de-sac. For reference, given that this has always been the name, but given that it's not really central or a plaza, we came up with another list of names and had staff vote on both of them. And we're here today for your thoughts and approval. So in priority of ranking votes, Landing Drive came out number 1, followed by Industry Drive and Global Way. So we are recommending Landing Drive, but it's really up to you.
Candy Lane wasn't one of them.
Sounds good to me. Knows what it says.
So, your number, staff's number 1 was Landing Drive. And seeing as how it wasn't central or a plaza, the chair will entertain a motion on the new name. Mr. Standing moves for, I assume, Landing Drive. And we've got a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries.
Thank you.
And Emily, everybody in site plan approval thinks they're just about ready to get their approval.
I hope so. JD is in the back. He can help.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the authority. For this project, I'd like to introduce our 2 guests today. We have Peter Campbell with BMK Ventures and Mike Whetstone with us today. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. Today, I'll be talking about in this presentation item 5 and 6, since they're somewhat together. So the disclosures. Read those. The owner of the property is the Virginia Beach Development Authority. The company is a certified disabled veteran-owned small business. They started here in Virginia Beach. They serve our warfighters, also the first responders, and medical personnel. They have 20 employees that work currently in Virginia Beach. They also have an office in Kentucky and representatives throughout the country representing the company and their products. They're looking to hire 20 new employees in Virginia Beach during the next 3 years. And what they will be building is a 39,000 square foot facility, and that will serve as their corporate headquarters, also, which will do assembly, warehousing, and distribution within that site also. They're currently located in Jensen Drive, right off of Bird Neck Road, in a small facility as you see there on the right. Wanted to point out in Corporate Landing Park, this is where they'll be locating, right off Perimeter Parkway here, and some of the other sites around it. The Miller Group that we talked about last meeting PMI has this property under contract. Also ACA, this one, this site back here is Avangrid and Simmons here. So as you see, a lot of the properties right now are either on option or in the process of being finalized for a sale. The project details on this. First of all, the purchase the land from the authority. It's about 3.5 acres at $200,000 per acres. And again, serving as their headquarters with activities including assembly, warehousing, and distribution. The second part of this is the EDIP grant. You see the investment, $6.7 million, furniture, fixtures, and equipment of $250,000, and machinery and tools of $100,000. As I mentioned previously, job creation, 20 jobs with an average annual salary of $65,000. And they're located in corporate, they're located in District 5, which is in the new districts. And again, that's down off General Beach Boulevard. So the first request today is approval of sale of land in corporate landing, approximately 3.5 acres, $200,000 per usable acre. And I'd be glad to answer any questions regarding that request.
All right, any questions? So they make the kits that are used by medical professionals in the field.
That's right.
All right,
We ask for your vote on this matter.
and we'll take these up separately. So the first request is for approval of the sale of the land in corporate landing, 3.5 acres. Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Godnecka and Gunter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. And then the next item, Ray?
The second one, as I mentioned earlier, was for EDIP. We're recommending dividing this into two parts, one for the capital investment for the facility and investment within, and the second part for the jobs. And as you see, for the capital investment is $6.95 million. We're recommending a grant for $139,000. And then for the jobs, the 20 new jobs at $65,000 average per job, a grant for $30,000. So together, we're recommending a total EDIP grant of $169,000. Any questions?
All right, sounds like no questions on that one. Then we'll entertain a motion on the second part of this, which is the EDIP grant.
So moved.
Got a motion? And a second again from the same team. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Did you all want to say anything?
Just briefly. First of all, I'm Pete Campbell. I'm the CEO of EDIP Ventures. I really appreciate the cooperation and the support from the Economic Development Board. Mr. White and Charles have been great to work with. And this project and your support will enable us to not only grow our business, but better support our warfighters and our first responders. So we really appreciate that. And we intend, once the building is built, to move all the Kentucky offices and be solely based out of Virginia Beach. So we appreciate that. It's home to us. And we're looking forward to it. Mike?
Yeah. Madam Chair, Authority, thank you so much. I appreciate all your support. The facility marks a critical next step for our growth and development. We think our medical kits, our medical simulation, all of our products serve a critical need and are necessary for enhancing the life-saving capabilities of warfighters, first responders, police. So we're pretty proud of what we do. We're pretty proud of the support that we give to the city of Virginia Beach. And we're really appreciative of the support that we've gotten from you guys. It's been an amazing road to go down, and thank you so much, Mr. White. Appreciate it.
Well, we're
Thank you.
so happy to have you here in Virginia Beach and to have you growing here. That's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume in Kentucky you're somewhere near Fort Campbell.
Correct.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah, we're special forces focused. So
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is a request for approval of another EDIP Part A award.
Madam Chair, members of the authority, I do want to take a moment to recognize Mark and Rose, who are part of this project, that are both here today.
Welcome, good morning.
And just briefly, right before I start, I did have an update yesterday to some pictures, and then prior to this, I was told from Mark and Dalton some other updates to this, so the presentation has been updated since Friday. This is an EDIP recommendation for Aslan Beer Company. Here are the disclosures for the applicant. Disclosures for the property owner. A little bit about the company. It was started in 2015, and it has 3 current locations in Alexandria, Herndon, and Washington, D.C. There is a 4th location coming in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. About the project, it's located on the 800 block of Virginia Beach Boulevard, that's 17th Street in the District 6 area. It is a designated opportunity zone, and this project will unlock the 17th Street corridor redevelopment. It will actually be a little over 3,000, I believe, that I was told this morning, of a craft brewery and tasting room. And the hope was to save the cottage, but unfortunately, going through it, it will actually be demolished and rebuilt. It'll have a 10,000 square foot outdoor beer garden with modified shipping container pavilions, murals, and other outdoor amenities. And you can see it is right across the street here from the 2nd precinct. Here is a street view of the property, just to give you a lay of the land of where it's at. These are the updated renderings that I was able to get into the presentation yesterday. And the project investment, it's a $3.9 million capital investment, and then there will be 12 jobs that are specific to the brewing, and those jobs are $50,000 salary. And everything for the furniture, fixtures, equipment, machinery, and tools is all based specific to the brewing of the beer. Today, our recommendation is $100,000 of an EDIP grant pursuant to Part A. It is a new-to-market business, and it is really the redevelopment, revitalization in an opportunity zone, as well as a resort strategic growth area. Be happy to take any questions too.
All right, any questions for Devin? All right, hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion on the request for approval of Aslan Beer Company. Got a motion for Mr. Brunke and a second for Mr. Strange. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Do you all want to say anything?
I just want to thank the members of the Economic Development Authority for this generous grant, and we're excited about the redevelopment of 17th Street. We feel like 17th Street has tremendous potential to the resort area. It's with the Wave Park coming and all of that sports center, convention center, redevelopment of 17th Street. We're just so happy to be the leaders on that, and we're kicking it off, and we think we're going to be, bringing a lot of attention and attraction to 17th Street. So thank you for your help.
Well, welcome. Yep, you're ahead of the wave, so to speak. That's great. The next item on the agenda is another request for approval of an EDIP grant.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. This morning I'm presenting to you an EDIP for Fortis Solutions Group. Here are the disclosures. Give me a minute to take a look at that. Attorney Wilcox and Savage. You okay with that?
Yeah, so I'll be abstaining from the vote on this one.
About the company, it was established in 2010. They do employ over 1,100 people throughout the U.S. with multiple manufacturing facilities in 2 locations, one including Virginia Beach. And they do packaging, they're a packaging manufacturer that provides the following products nationwide. They do labels, shrink sleeves, applicators, flexible packaging, so on and so forth. Some of the products that you see here in the picture probably look familiar. Their target markets include food, nutraceutical, health and beauty, automotive, and some other key markets. They are currently located at 2505 Hawkeye Court. And this is an expansion. They currently occupy 37,500 square feet. They're looking to add 25,000 square feet, which comprise of 62,500 square feet. They have been at their current location for 10 years. Again, it's on Hawkeye Court. They are in APC 1. The Navy has approved their business use. And this was presented last month in closed session and also presented before OWAC. It was approved on August 3rd. The anticipated completion date for this project is January of next year. And they were awarded prior EDIP in 2016 for $100,000 based on $9.7 million capital investment. $94,100 was paid out and has been closed. Capital investment for this project is $2.7 million for real estate. Furniture, fixtures, and equipment is $400,000. They do have machinery and tools for $3 million. That is not taxable. So the real estate and FF&E comprise of $3.1 million. And the ask for the EDIP grant is $125,000. This is based on the $1 million. It is pursuant to Part C of the APZ 1 EDIP policy. And this does touch on the target industry in APZ 1, manufacturing, retention and expansion of the existing business here in Virginia Beach. Any questions?
Questions? Sounds like a good project. And again, the chair will be abstaining from the vote on this one, as my firm does work for the company.
Do we have a letter for you, Madam Chair?
All right, so I'll entertain a motion on the request. We've got a motion from Mr. Franklin and a second from Mr. Brunke. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. And that motion carries. Thank you. All right, that takes us to administrative information. It's that time of year again, and we've got a nominating committee that I've appointed. It'll be Dr. Brown and Gunter Weiss and Seal. Hopefully I said that right. Thank you both for agreeing to serve. All right, any other items from members? If not, we'll go to the director's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As is always the case, thank you so much for your support of our business community. The 3 items that you approved today, big step forward for, well, actually the 4, including what the resolution you approved for the project at the on the Dome site, the Atlantic Park project. 4 great projects that are really moving that will move the community forward and bring considerable new investment to Virginia Beach. So thank you for the work you've done there. Only other thing that for us to mention is Keystein's team has done a great job with Autumn are doing a great job of sort of really advancing our initiatives at the Hive coming out of the pandemic. They produced their first newsletter. Have we published it yet, or we're about to publish it after I announce it here?
It was in the board packet.
Okay, it was in your board packet, so we're publishing this today. Some great information in there for the small business community. And the reason we wanted to do that, as you all know, so much of what we do here focuses on our larger corporate clients. The whole point of building out the Hive was to have a more robust service offering for our small business community, and particularly our small businesses from historically underutilized communities. And so the team in the Hive is doing a great job sort of setting up some new programs, new grant opportunities, access to funding, things of that nature coming out of the pandemic. And so I want to call that to your attention. Other than that, we've had city council is back from their summer recess. We've had two sort of, I would say, robust meetings with them over the, well, one last week, we'll have another one today. And then also just we'll recognize where the community council appointed a new member to fill the seat vacated by Mr. Jones. And I bring that up here today because Mr. Jones was a long-term, city manager, I'll call him in a minute. Mr. Jones was a long-term liaison to this board, and I don't think I've done it yet, but just wanted to publicly sort of acknowledge the help that he was to me in this role, the guidance that he gave us, and really the force for business that he was in this community. Council appointed Delcino Miles last week, who's well known in the community, to fill the remainder of his term up into the November election. And I assume Delcino will be with us at the end of December when the new council is sworn in January. That's right. And so Delcino was appointed, and this will be your first council meeting. And so that's all I have. Any questions for me?
Any questions? All right, thank you, Taylor. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to recess into a closed session pursuant to the exemptions from open meetings allowed by Section 2.2-3711A Code of Virginia as amended for the following purposes. Prospective business or industry. Discussion concerning a prospective business or industry or the expansion of an existing business or industry where no previous announcement has been made of the businesses or industry's interest in locating or expanding its facilities in the community pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A5, and publicly held property. Discussion or consideration of the acquisition of real property for a public purpose or of the disposition of publicly held real property where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A3.
Motion.
Got a motion? And a second, and a roll call vote.
Who was the second?
Ken.
David Byrne. Yes. He's not here. William Brown.
Yes.
William Brunke.
Yes.
Mecca Chiazor.
Yes.
Taylor Franklin.
Yes.
Kenny Morgan.
Yes.
Lisa Murphy.
Yes.
Ronnie Parker.
Yes.
Mike Standing.
Yes.
Joe Strange.
Yes.
Gunter Weisenseal.
Yes.
Thank you.
The authority moves into closed session.